Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome to another vlog of my YouTube channel, Data Science with Sam. This vlog is a continuation of my journey to explore the future of AI that I started a few months back. In my previous vlog, I talked about generative AI and I gave you a notion of some of the generative AI toolkits such as ChatGPT and Midjourney AI that helping the users in writing better contents, performing editorial reviews, and also generating images from the random text. If you haven't watched that vlog, I'll definitely recommend you to go back to my channel, watch it before you move further with this one. And please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel as more contents on data science and AI are forthcoming. In today's vlog, I would like to talk about responsible AI, a new generative AI practices that might help us in alleviating some of the risk associated with the AI tools. So let's talk about some of the historical background that why responsible AI has become quite necessary in today's world. It all started back in early 2023 when New York Public School started banning ChatGPT, citing concern about the violation of intellectual property and the right increase of plagiarism among academic students. It's very important for us to make sure that students are not using ChatGPT to plagiarize contents and just writing essay totally coming out of the tool, because that's not ethical. Then we saw that Italy, the first Eastern European country that banned ChatGPT from using in their different organization within the country, because ChatGPT was not adhering to the European General Data Protection Regulation. So Italy had to intervene, the Italian government had to intervene and ban ChatGPT from processing any data coming out of ChatGPT, because it's very important for any European country to follow the GDPR guideline when it comes to processing data through certain tools or technology. Fast forward, we saw OpenAI launch their GPT-4 model, which is the most powerful LLM model that we have ever seen in today's technology world. After the launch of the GPT-4 model, there is a non-profit organization called the Future of Life Institute, backed by Elon Musk, started their open letter campaign to ensure that all the companies will stall AI development for next 6 months. Their open letter campaign got a lot of response as Elon Musk, the co-founder, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, and some other AI pioneers signed the newsletter by providing their consent to pause the AI development for next 6 months. It was a very revolutionary thing, as I think as a society we need to start thinking about how we can make sure that AI development is not going to risk or endanger the human society in general. Then after that we saw Joffrey Hinton, one of the pioneers, or also known as the godfathers of AI, quit Google as he raised his concern about the progress of AI, as he feels like the AI model could surpass the human intellectual and they might start controlling ourselves. So that's why he had to quit Google to ensure that he won't be associated with any of companies' strategic initiative related to AI development. Rather, he would work as an independent AI advocate to make sure that we can guardrail our society from the AI innovation. So that was also a bold move from him, as we did not expect that from somebody who was the pioneer of AI could take the decision to make sure that human society will not be impacted by AI. Now, all these things kind of divided the AI society. You have seen some AI pioneers and researchers, they're vouching their opinions about pausing AI development before we start understanding the true risk elements associated with AI. On the flip side, we have some AI pioneers and research scientists who are still advocating for the AI development, but they wanted to make sure that we have certain risk and compliance and regulation in place which will ensure or alleviate the risk associated with the AI toolkits. So I am on that side. The reason actually I'm telling you, because for me, I want to make sure that AI innovation and the compliance regulation should go in parallel. We need to find a common ground between those two practices to make sure that we are not only progressing further in the innovation space, as well as we're ensuring that our human society are kind of like safeguarded from any potential, or any unforeseeable threats from this artificial intelligence revolution. That's why responsible AI comes into the picture. And I'm going to talk about this responsible AI in this particular vlog. So that's kind of sum up why responsible AI is important and the historical background. So what is responsible AI? Because that's the first question that would come in your head, right? So responsible AI refers to the development and deployment of artificial intelligence systems that are designed and implemented in a way that prioritize ethical consideration and human values and social impact as well. It means that it involves developing and using AI systems that are fair, transparent, explainable, and accountable. So that's why responsible AI is very important to make sure that our AI systems are not producing any biased results. It's not inclined to certain demographic or certain particular concept or theories. It should be fair, and that's why we need responsible AI. I already gave a little bit of notion on why responsible AI is important, because just to make sure that we can guardrail our society from the innovation AI. But let me rephrase that one more time. The responsible AI is very important because AI systems can have a significant impact to people's life. As we already saw that the recent AI innovation divided their society. So it's really have a lot of impact on our lives at this moment. And there's always a risk that they can perpetuate or even exacerbate existing biases and inequalities. Our society is full of different demographics, different races, and ethnicities. We want to make sure that our AI system should not be biased to certain demographic or certain races. That's why it's more important to make sure our AI system are not producing any biased or unequal results. That's why the responsible AI is very important, as it should be developed and deployed in a manner that is consistent with ethical principles and human values. Now, you can ask me that, okay, you talked about responsible AI, now we get it, okay, but how do we achieve that? So in order to achieve responsible AI, the AI developers and business stakeholders need to consider factors such as what are the potential impact of AI system if it produces biases on certain individual or even on communities. We need to jot down all those risk factors first. We can bring in AI paralegal associates or people from compliance to help us with kind of like making a list or making a blueprint of those risk factors beforehand, so that an AI developer or tech person would be aware of those things, because we cannot basically we can't understand. If we can't understand a certain thing, we should not try to implement it. Okay, we need to understand that what risk factors we are considering when it comes to building an AI model or its underlying algorithm. The second thing is, after we get done with the AI development, for example, an AI developer develop an AI tool and deploys in production. So now that AI tool has an easy access to the real world. People started using the AI tool like they're using ChatGPT nowadays. But how do we ensure that the AI model is providing proper results, or is basically all its output on the records coming out of it are not showcasing any biases or inequalities? And that's where actually we need to ensure that we should continuously monitor and evaluate the AI system even in the production world. And that's one of the limitations I've seen in ChatGPT, because it has that hallucination impact where it can like randomly generate test result if it doesn't know the answer. And we cannot entertain that kind of practices, because we need to make sure that if the AI system does not know the answer, it cannot address the question, it should come up with a reasonable answer instead of providing any random information that could potentially be aligned to any biases or inequalities. That's why we need to continuously monitor those AI tools and systems in production, capture those any like random information or any questions beforehand, and try to incorporate those data drips or those concept trees in the future models and try to come up with a better and upgraded one. So that's why this responsible AI is not only necessary in the pre-development phase, it's also necessary during the deployment phase and also in the continuous production stage. So it can capture all the data drips and concept drips from the real world and try to incorporate them in the better and the upgraded version of the model. So that's how you can achieve responsible AI. So if you are like a leader, AI leader in your organization, or if you're someone who is thinking of starting your own AI startup business, you need to consider three elements or three factors which relates to responsible AI. The first, you need to manage risk so that you can guardrail the reputation of your company. You need to make sure that you're adhering to all the ethical principle when it comes to building AI models. And that's why you can get help from the AI paralegals or the expertise from the compliance area as well. And the third is protect and scale against government regulations. When it comes to making a blueprint of your ethical principle, you also need to take all the government regulation into consideration. Make sure that your ethical principles aligned with all the regulation or AI regulations that your certain country's government is coming up with. So you need to consider all these three elements together in order to kind of like in order to get on your responsible AI journey and build a better and robust AI model that aligns with all the ethical principles and put the human values in first. So that's all for now. I hope you like this this vlog on responsible AI. I hope that it gives you an idea about how we can implement a responsible AI practices to come up with a better model and alleviate some of the risk and concern about that. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how this AI revolution or AI journey will take place. I don't know how these conflicts between two different AI societies will will be resolved. However, we can think about a better future, but responsible AI seems like the way to go for now. So get on your responsible AI journey and stay tuned for my next vlog. Till then, goodbye.